Redditors have been getting way too comfortable into disclosing their hatred towards anything right of their political beliefs. This site, like so many others, is meant for like-minded users and admins to endlessly spiral into more and more insane takes every single day. Even if your subreddit that you frequent for shits and giggles seems pretty chill right now, it's just a matter of time before some insane Janny usurps power and just takes over your community, casting you and others out based on some random purity test of the week. This has happened over and over, each time worsening the user's grasp on empathy for others not part of the group. And the best way to show off what I'm talking about was the recent tragedy that happened to Charlie Kirk. Charlie Kirk was your typical modern conservative influencer, or whatever you want to call it. His debate tours have amassed crowds in the thousands. He founded Turning Point USA, which, like it or not, is a gigantic powerhouse in attracting young adults towards the right side of the aisle in politics. Personally, I just found a lot of his takes milquetoast and his debate style a bit cringy, but for millions of others, they saw Charlie Kirk as a very thought-provoking gentleman who wasn't shy to dig away into pretty divided topics from a generic right-wing view. So when I first heard he got shot at his own event and sadly passed away soon after, I was pretty shocked and concerned, just like every other rational person that's not chronically online. I know both people who personally thought he was an asshole and people who genuinely liked his shtick. They were shocked and appalled by what happened. But online, it's a completely different story. You can probably already guess that a lot of Redditors and other social media users didn't like him. However, I don't think I was ever prepared for the amount of downright evil posts I've seen in just 1 hour after his demise, let alone the afternoon. It got to the point where even non-political users of the internet noticed the flooding of applause and cheers around his demise. So rational people just started taking screenshots of what a decent chunk of people were openly saying on Reddit and other platforms, because people couldn't actually believe what they were seeing and wanted to show it to others. There were so many screenshots spread everywhere that one of the biggest anti-Reddit accounts on Twitter, Reddit Lies, made a tweet asking for people to share their screenshots they've collected from Reddit and other social media platforms. And it currently has 3,000 replies. Let me just give you a small compilation of what garbage people were spewing about a man who hasn't even been dead for a day. This is just the tip of the iceberg. This isn't even including anywhere near the amount of Reddit, Twitter, TikToks, and other social media posts that are just downright awful to digest in bulk. I think a lot of people have had enough with double standards of these Redditors and other social media users lecturing us about ethics, morality, empathy, while completely ignoring their own advice when someone steps out of line, or if they don't see eye to eye with someone with every fucking issue. You hear it all the time from these people. They want to help the working class, or we want to bridge the political divide, or some other talking point. Deep down, they want you in the gutter like Charlie Kirk. Even if you agree with most of these people's talking points, one wrong step and they want the same thing that happened to Charlie Kirk to happen to you. More and more people need to wake up to these awful people that are slowly leaking out to the real world because of no real social consequences for their actions. One thing you always hear from this stereotype is freedom of speech is not freedom of consequences when bragging about someone getting deplatformed or losing their job. What they don't realize is that the horrendous shit they've publicly said online and even in real life is opening themselves to the same dish they love to serve to others. Before I wrap up this video, please pray for Kirk and his family who had a lifetime of memories ahead of them cut short because a coward couldn't start a conversation. Other than that, rest in peace, Kirk. Hope to meet you on the other side.